Next stage, a man looking for trouble. What can you see beyond the darkness?
When you look beyond the darkness, tell me, what do you see? It's your boy Tiny to the P. Yeah, he's looking for trouble here on twitch.tv with Crash or Jade or Spyro or Leon Kennedy. Is there a new game to start? Is he doing some art? Maybe knowledge of an 80s children's show to impart? Cause he's spentiferous, vigorous, rigorous. He's damn vociferous when arting or Mario Karting. He's straight carnivorous. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
With a great rate of save states debating his fate, Peter's greeted by emotes of cheaters when people donate. Give him a or a and we'll build up the hype, and I'll struggle to read half the words that you type. So are you ready to go? Come on, what will it be? Are we gaming or painting or watching dated kids TV? Grab a bite, crack a sprite, dim the lights, sit tight, cause the stream's about to start and the mics sound right, boy. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boy.
Stop.
Twerk! Hold on, everyone! Oh!
Right.
I added more poo to the poo.
So you start. It's like Play-Doh.
Hello everyone, welcome to a live stream. While we were going live there, the mods have discovered that CloudBot is just not doing its thing. I think I just need to turn it off and on again. It was turned off. Why does that happen sometimes? We've had that on any number of streams. Seems to just be completely random.
Yeah.
Okay, I've turned it on now.
Oh yeah. Here we go. It's Monday, my dudes, and you know what that means. It's time for
It's
a stream
working
from
now.
Master Jedi Tiny Peter Austin.
That's right.
Hello TP.
Hello.
How are you? How was your weekend? Hope you are having a lovely day.
That's another BUIT. Lobrovich just said shop, and that's not working. Well, why did it let me do my Volavon? Oh, merch works. Mr. Black managed merch. Oh, I see. Or what? Hang on. Has it, like, disabled? Oh, yeah, shop is disabled. We have a shop with a Billy Ray plush, but that one's just turned off. Okay, I'll turn it back on. That one's on. All the others, various other ones seem to be on. Has shop just been disabled for a little while? Yeah, there you go. With Billy Ray Plush Buddy in limited. I mean, that's if we still have Billy. Yeah, we do. That's still listed on the shop, so that's fine. We'll use ! shop as well for as long as those are still available. So this is all meaningless to someone watching on the VOD. But hello, everyone. Whether you're watching live or watching in the far distant future on the VOD, we have now fixed our chatbot issues. Welcome to the stream, and let's give some due attention to those BWIPs that we've already had at the start of our stream here. We have got, oh yeah, here we go. It's Monday, my dudes, and you know what that means. Time for a stream from Master Jedi Tiny Peter. Hello, TP. How are you? How was your weekend? Hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you, Stephen. I'm very well, thank you. I had a very nice weekend. Thank you for the bits. I rolled credits on Star Wars Outlaws. I mopped up the last couple of time trials that I'd not done on Astrobot as well. And now I need to decide what game I want to play next in my own time. So I think potentially Plucky Squire might have to come out. onto my console. But there's also I got a copy of Star Wars Bounty Hunter, the re-release of that, not so long ago, and I haven't even touched that yet. I haven't even opened it. And Jedi Power Battles has just come out as well, which I only ever played a tiny bit of as a child. So, maybe need to play that. But then, it could be something to do a stream of. Probably not the whole thing. Probably would be a one-off stream, because that game, I'm told, is notoriously difficult. So I would not want to stream it end to end and get the 106% run in Jedi Power Battles. But it might be worth a one-off stream, maybe. We'll have to see how long it takes us to finish Rayman. It looks like we might have, I don't know, maybe 2 more streams tops of Rayman, including this one, I mean. So this one and then next week. But I could be wrong. So, yeah, it won't be too long before we have to pick a new game to stream on here. So maybe something like Jedi Power Battles I would leave for stream. Rather than start playing in my own time. Or on the other hand, maybe it would be good to start playing it now so that I get good, and then when I stream it, you won't be watching me bang my head against a wall constantly. But there we go. Wonderful. Well, thank you also to Ed Hoyk, who subscribed for 56 months on a 56-month streak. Oh yeah, 56 months celebrating with Peter and a mascot platformer. How was the weekend? Did some orcs die? Yes, they did. That's something else I've done. I have defeated all the bosses in Orcs Must Die Death Trap. So I've played quite a lot this week, and we're only halfway to the podcast recording, so I'm going to have 4 games to talk about on my What We Playing this week. A rare treat from me. But yes, some orcs died. The final boss, I was told ahead of time, was really difficult, and some people were posting online saying they really struggled with it. I flipping first tried it. I think I just got really, really lucky with apparently the rift can spawn in a random location. There's various places it can be on that map, and mine just happened to be in a really good spot, and I'd had some really lucky rolls all the way through the... for those who don't know, it's kind of a roguelite in a sense, so you just have a chain of it varies depending on how far along you are in your campaign, but maybe 3 or 4 or 5 missions in a row, and you have to complete them all without dying. And as you go, you're building, you're gaining kind of perks and buffs and things as you go, and also negative things too. So by the time you get to the boss at the end, you've got all these special temporary things that you don't have every time you play the game. It's roguelite in that sense. So I got really lucky with all the stuff that I'd invested my upgrades in and all the perks that I'd got. So I just flipping first tried the final boss like an absolute king. So that was good. Jeff the Mollygoose went to a Dark Crystal convention and met 2 iconic British puppeteers. It was very cool. One of them. It wasn't Dave Chapman, was it? He's an iconic British puppeteer, but there are many other iconic British puppeteers. I'd be particularly jealous if you met Dave Chapman. That would be really sick making. I would be sick with envy. Would you ever stream Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? It looks like a superb medieval epic to explore. See, I personally really didn't get on with Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. TP, I also asked Molly if she met Dave Chapman, says Samuel B. Music. It's the important question on everyone's lips. I didn't really enjoy Kingdom Come Deliverance very much. It was a bit too involved, and as you say, it does look like a superb medieval epic, but I don't think superb medieval epics are for me. I don't think it had kind of almost survivalist aspects to it, where you really had to. There was more micromanagement than I expected. There was more realism than I like to have in my games, generally speaking. It was a bit more of a simulation game or as much a simulation game as it was an adventure game or a whatever. So first one, not really for me, but so maybe someone on the channel will be streaming Deliverance 2, because it is doing quite well, and I'm sure one of the presenters might be interested in it, but not so much for me, I don't think. I also saw there are maybe AI voices in Deliverance 2, says Triumph Badger. Controversial. Before we get too far away from it, I'd also like to thank Chip Thompson's Thumbs for 20 months subscribed. Merry birthday, TTJ. Yes, you are bang on. Thank you for your subscription there, Chip/Chris. But you make a good point. Today is the exact anniversary of when our first video went live on the channel. So last week we did the anniversary stream where we played a live worst game ever. If you didn't get to see that at the time, then don't forget to head over to the VODs channel and you can watch it there. There was actually an issue with it on the weekend, but I think Ashton might have sorted it out today, or at least she was aware of the issue, but whether she had time to fix it today, I'm not sure. But we'll make sure a working VOD of that is available this week, if not already. So we did our anniversary stream last week because that was kind of the closest joint stream to the anniversary. But today is the exact anniversary of our first video. So depending on how you measure our anniversary, whether it was the day the first video went out, the day that Ben and I were, kind of first officially started the job, which was obviously a few weeks before because we had to prepare a lot of stuff. So, the entity TripleJump has existed a bit longer than today being the anniversary. And then I'm sure somewhere between that, we probably did some kind of announcement on social media. I don't think we just announced it on day one and released the video that went out today. So there's probably at least 3 potential anniversary dates you could argue, or a fourth one, which Ben pointed out on the stream last week, which was that technically the channel is like way older than it really is because Adam registered Cultaholic Gaming as a YouTube channel, I think probably not that long after Cultaholic was founded, but they didn't use it, and then when we decided to be Double Jump and then Triple Jump, we just sort of used that channel and renamed it twice because we were called Double Jump at first. So there was the day you both retweeted Cultaholic saying join us, saying variants of oh go on then. Yeah, there's that too. People got very excited about that. But yeah, sorry, I just said the doppel sprung. Shouldn't have said that. So there we go. But today is, you can certainly say that today is the anniversary of our content online. So let's celebrate together. Someone asked if there was cake, and I should have got some cake, shouldn't I? But I didn't. Lord Brotovich, thank you for subscribing on a TP stream, of course. 72 months on a 72-month streak. Glad we fixed the stream on stream. Oh yeah, also 6 years of subscribing and 6 years of triple jump or whatever. I don't know. Doesn't seem as important as getting the shop command working again. Keys to 6 more years or whatever. 72 months, is that? My maths isn't good enough. 72 divided by 12. It is, you're absolutely right. Of course, why did I doubt that for a moment? That is 6 years. So we have now got people hitting their 72nd month subscribed, which is very exciting. Thank you, Lord Brotovich, for being subbed to us for the whole 6 years. And I'm sure so many more of you as well are either, in line with Lord Brotovich, you're on your 72nd month this month, or it won't be long before you are. I know a great deal of you have been subscribed pretty much as long as we've existed, so that is all very exciting and we're super grateful for it all. So there we go. Today we're playing some more Rayman. I have decided that today I will not be doing any backtracking to levels from either from last week or from levels that we finished today and miss like one lum. I want to just go, I want to do it. I don't want to do any retreading of old ground. And depending on where we are and how close we are to the end, either this week or next week, I will maybe just mop up some of the missing lums in my own time, or I don't know. But we may as well at this point go for 106% because we've been doing it pretty much all the way through. So we just need to get that home run. But there we go. The newest episode of Weirdest Games Ever was one of my favourites you guys have ever done. From the joke about Ashton still playing Hello Kitty to you guys all trying to pleasure the woman on the Ferris wheel, it was all great. I saw today actually that there were a lot of nice comments on that video, which was very nice. I made a note on our shooting schedule, weeks and weeks ahead, 4 weeks ahead of time. We wrote in, record Weirdest Games Ever, and I put a note next to it. Ashton playing Hello Kitty at start to remind us, and then we kept having to move the date around because we kept being busy on the shooting day. So every time we moved the date around, I had to like add a new note. Like, remember, Ashton is playing Hello Kitty at the start, and then we remembered, and we managed to get it into the video. So I think that went very well. I enjoyed it. It was good. Lovely. So shall we? The editing on that episode was so good. Well, editor Kieran will be very pleased to hear that. Thank you. I'll tell you what I'll do. Tomorrow, I will pass that on to your boy Kieran, who, hey, he might even be watching. He might be lurking right now because he's not in the office today. So maybe he's at home watching the stream. But he did do a great job editing, and he deserves to know if he's not already reading the comments, which he shouldn't be doing. None of us are allowed to read the comments. But of course, we all sort of do sometimes. But yes, I will certainly pass that on. The editors are brilliant. They're goddamn magicians. They are. Alex as well is a really good editor who does our main menu stuff. That's always very entertaining. James Jenkins has been with us all pretty much for the full 6 years. Not quite, but almost. And has put together some amazing stuff over the years and continues to do so today. And Kieran does Rules Boss as well. Hey, we may have a special Valentine's Day list coming up this week. Are you prepared for that? Of course you are. You know what it is if you're a long-time viewer of the channel. The annual Valentine's list is on its way, and Kieran has edited that. And it's obscene, and we're going to get banned from YouTube, and that will be it. 6 years and 4 days. And the channel will be taken offline by Google. Great. So, shall we play some Rayman today now? Shall we do that? I think we should. Yes. So, I'm going to launch the game. Load state. Yes, that's what we want to do. Ooh. And I will do that. And we're good. We're golden. So, the Echoing Caves. Sounds lovely. I've got a steaming hot cup of tea here because it's been deceptively cold today. It's like been slightly milder the past few. Everyone loves a weather update on TripleJump, by the way, and on Vidiots. And the weather update now is that it's been not as cold recently, and then today it doesn't look cold outside, but it was flipping Arctic when I walked to Tesco for my lunch today. Yeah. There was definitely a sense of the Hunky Boys list that we do year on year. We thought, Ben and I, being men, identifying as cisgendered males, can probably get away with objectifying a bunch of other men on YouTube once a year. And the first one we ever did was actually at What Culture, but we sort of brought it along to TripleJump. What is this? Oh, it's one of these. These take flipping ages. I thought this was a one-time boss. Maybe not. Maybe not ages. And that's why we, unsurprisingly, have never done a sexiest women of gaming this year video, because we thought, perhaps that's optically not so good. But hey, maybe now that Ashton Milfhunter Matthews works for us, and has done for several years, by the way, of course, as we all know. Maybe it's time we started just getting her on her own, doing 10 sexiest women, but then being the MILF hunter. I don't know. Does one's sexuality factor into whether it's appropriate to do so? I mean, I have said before that I am not strictly solely a heterosexual man, so maybe it's actually quite problematic for me to be doing the male one as well. If Ashton's not allowed to do the women's one, I probably shouldn't be allowed to do the male one. So, don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of just thinking out loud here and mostly joking. We will never ever do the sexiest women video. It's not helpful to you know, smashing certain stereotypes that men, fortunately, as a general rule, do not suffer with certainly in the gaming world and pretty much everywhere else as well. This crab actually hurt me. Oh my god! How do I kill the crab? I just don't touch it. I think it would be hard for Ashton to be without bias for the video. Yeah, you're right. This appears to be a semi-open level. So, hey, the Year of the Dragon came and went without any announcement of Spyro, right? I mean, I guess probably they were, you know, although they are reportedly working on it right now. Is there a ring I can swing on or something? How do I? Oh, I can go first person somehow, can't I? How do that? Oh, I've got no camera control. Maybe that's why it's not working. Some areas you can't control your camera. Well, maybe that just comes out. Oh no, this just goes up. Okay. Yeah, although reportedly Toys for Bob are working... Oh! Is that going to break? Yes, it broke. Working on Spyro 4 now, and that is unofficial. It's not ever been announced by an actual official source, but it's the scuttlebutt, if you'll pardon use of the word "but." That's what people are saying. Although they're working on it now, it may well be that, you know, I suspect Activision would have commissioned a Spyro 4 had they not then gone through a massive acquisition headache. So I think they probably got distracted by that, and you know, maybe various projects were put on hold as part of the acquisition negotiations and all of that. So yeah, it could well be that Activision would have started development of a Spyro with Toys for Bob or Vicarious Visions or Beanox or someone like that, but they weren't able to. And so if they'd started it in the time when may have been prudent to start it, then potentially this one goes up. Ooh, we've got some lums. And we've got... Oh, I thought that was a ledge. It's not. We've got the lum though. And if they'd started it... if they'd been allowed to just carry on with their various development cycles and timelines without the acquisition getting in the way, then I suspect development on Spyro 4 would have started sooner, and then by now, when the Chinese Year of the Dragon came, just the year we've just had, they probably would have announced it at that time, maybe even had it ready to release at that time. So I've not been down here now, have I? Because I landed on that platform. Does this just take me back to... Well, there's a barrel. Oh no, that's the different barrel. Okay. But yeah, the way things went, Spyro 4 was either never even started or briefly started and then kind of postponed and slash cancelled in its original form. But now it's apparently being worked on, but it's probably not in a ready enough state to justify announcing it. Although, I mean, honestly, games are announced so far ahead these days. Toys for Bob, if they are actually working on Spyro, I honestly thought that they would sort of round out the Year of the Dragon by sort of doing a little announcement saying like, well, As the Year of the Dragon comes to a close, we have one final thing we'd like to tell you. This is what we're working on right now. And say that it's Spyro 4. Because, you know, even if that's them announcing it super early in development, if it's, you know, if it's in like pre-production at the moment, a Spyro game, realistically, is not going to take that many years to make, I don't think. It's going to take them like 2-3 years, I suspect, from start to finish. Or maybe not. I mean, I guess I'm partly basing that on how long Reignited took, and they at least had the foundation of, you know, all the story was done for them there, all the... Oops. The depth there is a bit confusing. All the story was already done. A lot of the character designs they just had to sort of update rather than completely overhaul. So, yeah, perhaps, you know, it's easy to think that like, oh, 3D platformers, mascot platformers these days are so straightforward. You know, comparatively, it's a very straightforward genre. It didn't take long to make one of those, but actually, to make one to the kind of with the level of polish that people expect nowadays, you look at your Astrobot, for example. Probably does take just as long to pull one of those together. So, yeah, maybe it would be too early to tease Spyro 4 right now if it is only in the early stages, which I think it is, to be honest. Right, we've got a red one there. Don't need that. Okay, we're good. I just need to find my way back to that door. I'm gonna call the Unholy War 2 to throw everyone off. Hey, don't even say that, because I'm sad every day that I'm never ever gonna get that game. I won't even get a remaster of it. Or not even a remaster, just a re-release. Just make it playable on PS5. Literally just playable. That's all it needs to... I mean, to be fair, a bunch of, like, kind of weird, obscure, almost nothing games, which is not very fair of me to say, by which I mean games that I didn't play at the time, and therefore were useless, worthless, nothing games. A lot of obscure games is the right word. Have had the kind of the current gen treatment, or were added to the PlayStation Classic. So, you know, it wouldn't be completely out the realms of possibility to say, hey, look, this weird game that none of you remember, it's available now on our library. Shrug. We don't even know what it is. It's got like a lizard in it and a rhino that farts. If you'd like to play it, it's now available. Place a keg over a flame. To fly with it, press X to drop. Oh god. Oh lord. Oh my god. Controls are inverted. Oh, I made it. Jesus. That was scary. Okay. So we've got another keg there. Let's fly over here first. I could hear a little help. A little scream for help back there. If I light that keg, will I be able to turn around and go back again? Oh. I can still hear it over here. No? Ooh. Oh no, I can't. Oh, okay. I was trying to turn it around, but... Oh no! This is a checkpoint. Oh yeah, I grabbed a little checkpoint thing, didn't I? What if I... Okay, hang on. Give me some camera control, game. Okay, let's bounce on this thing. Maybe the cage is up above me. It is. It's just a question of whether there was one back there. I do now have more height. I might actually be able to glide all the way back here. I can't, but I can see that there's no cage, so that has put my mind at ease. All good. James Colgan subscribed for 50 months. Thank you very much, James. It's great to have you. Much appreciated. Yes. Right. Good. got all our stuff. Okay, I'm grabbing Lums. Oh! Oh, nice. Well, that was clearly not the intent. Well, I mean, it was the intended way to get, but like, you know, the actual route is down there. But because I saw my Lums and followed them, I managed to get the cage. This is good. We're doing well. Oh, hello. What's this? Some sort of gorilla Smee character. What are you doing? Oh yeah, I fought one of these once before. Managed to make him fall off an edge like that. Matt Jadeth Evans, MJE, subscribed for 22 months. Happy Monday, TP. Thank you very much, Matt Jadeth Evans. Chimpanzee. Very good, Charlie Badger. Very good indeed. So after my little rant, was it a rant? Just my discussion about Spyro 4. I've now been asked about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Coffee Goblin, is Beyond Good and Evil 2 still happening? Not sure if officially cancelled. I'll answer that question in just a moment. That's a big soapbox that you guys know I love to get on. Someone probably needs to ask me about Star Wars at some point if you want to get me talking. They hate Spyro. It sold less than Crash, says Death89. I mean, you're right. It did. They do. But Toys for Bob are now third party. They're independent, so potentially they've been. They might have been able to go to Xbox and pitch Spyro and say, "Hey, can we do Spyro?" And Xbox might have said, "Yes, you can." There's a lever up there. I don't know how I get that. Obviously, it's still the IP is still owned by Activision, but under Xbox, and Xbox have been quite vocal about saying things like, we want people to be able to work on stuff that means something to them, and Toys for Bob have said on record several times that they would like to do Spyro 4, that they think that there is demand for it. So if they've been able to go to Xbox and pitch it, then maybe that's enough. Okay, I think what we're doing is just flying up to that lever. That actually works surprisingly well, that barrel thing. As soon as a new form of traversal is introduced like that, whenever Rayman says go and does a thing I've never seen him do before, I'm always a bit worried, because some of them have worked well and some of them have worked less well, but this is good. I like the barrel one. The controls are good. What was I talking about? Yeah, Coffee Goblin's asking about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not officially cancelled. The last big story about it was that there'd been some new hire or a new promotion internally. There we go. I don't know if it was director, because they've gone through a few directors now, because they had Michel Ancel originally, who made this game, of course, Rayman, and made the original Beyond Good and Evil, of course. And then he left Ubisoft in a bit of a hurry, slightly disgraced, not for sexual predatory reasons. I feel like we live in a world now where you do actually have to clarify that when someone leaves somewhere in some kind of disgrace. It's like, by the way, they weren't a predator. Big news. This person who was told to leave a company was not a sexual deviant, as far as we know. But no, apparently people say that his management style wasn't good, and There were accusations of toxic workplace culture and that kind of thing, which is a shame to hear and may well be true. You know, I don't see why. I certainly don't. I think if people have actually said that internally, then I would be inclined to believe them. I don't see why you would make that up. It's just whether they have actually said that. I know journalists have said that they have said that, and it's just a question of whether you believe those reports or what the source is for those reports. Is it sort of second-hand information that the journalist has then reported? I don't know. But it could well be that a guy who made a thing that I liked is not a very good manager or a good person to work for, and maybe even was a bully, and that's a very sad thing. I'm not going to pretend that he wasn't just because I like the stuff that he's done. But citation needed is what I'm saying, basically. So anyway, he left Ubisoft while other people around him were being accused of predatory behaviour, by the way, but I don't think he was. And then I think the next person to be made director was, what's that guy called? I really like the guy. I've seen him in a couple of Ubisoft like videos and stuff over the years, and I can't actually think of his name. But so that's bad of me. But he was sort of made. Oh, I have to go and open that thing again. He was made director, and then he left Ubisoft as well. Cage. I don't know why I'm missing all these cage squeaky noises, because they're very obvious, but they just sound like nice ambience. So he also left Ubisoft because they were starting to hemorrhage. Sort of all the old guard was starting to leave because Ubisoft, the reputation wasn't good, and there were various accusations flying around about either the people who were leaving or the people who those people had worked with, and you know, it wasn't a great place to be associated with, I don't think. And by the sounds of it, maybe not a great place to work either. So the second director then left, and then oh no, oh god. I mean, at least I'm getting all these lumps. And then another guy who I think has also been with Ubisoft for a long time. I've forgotten to do the flipping thing. Emile, is it Morel or Moray? I can't remember actually. He was made creative director, and he's been part of the Beyond Good and Evil 2 project since the beginning. He'd been on a lot of their little dev videos that they've been doing, so he was a known face. I think originally he was more I can't remember actually. I think maybe something to do with kind of community something or other, as well as doing like development stuff or story. I can't remember. Anyway, he was made director, and then tragically he died in his 30s. I don't actually know why he died, how he died, but he died young, which was a real shame. So, you know, they got this new enthusiastic director who the community was sort of, oh, come on. I think I was meant to jump off it rather than crash into the... Right, let's not forget that. You know, the community were aware of. I really liked the guy. He seemed really positive. And then, yeah, tragically, he died. I don't know if it was a medical thing. I don't know if it was an accident. I don't know if it was some other reason, some tragic reason. So, anyway, I think then the person who has replaced him, I think that the new hire was a creative director. That the most recent stories were kind of talking about, saying, hey, the game is still going. It's got a bit of renewed energy, apparently, internally. Like, it was a kind of a positive story, the last we heard about it. Saying that some important, like, internal milestones had been hit. They didn't specify what those were. Oh my god, this is falling. Oh god, I thought I might have a couple more drops before it went entirely. Okay. So, yeah, they hit like an internal milestone, and apparently everything was sounding quite positive, which is all good to hear. So that's kind of the latest. I don't know how well the Beyond Good and Evil 2 Anniversary Edition did compared to sort of perhaps what they were expecting it to do. I'd be interested to know how it performed compared to... Oh, it's a teensy. I don't have a lot of camera control in this level, which is a shame, because I'm just wondering whether there was anything at the very top of that climbable net, but I can't... I suppose if I jump out towards the water, the camera will probably turn around just before I die. Will it? Oh, it tried. Oh, there's a little door. Oh, no, that's where I came out. A little door down there. Well... Oh, can I turn it around? Oh, well, I couldn't, but I tried. Oh, I think the net might have respawned, actually. I might just have one more attempt at sort of tricking this. No, I can't really do it. I think the net has respawned, but I don't think I'll be able to get back to it. Or where am I spawning? I'm spawning here. So yeah, actually maybe I can. Yeah, you see up here there's a there. That's where I wanted to. This is what I was thinking about. Like I think I was like, I bet I can get up there, but maybe it's just a sort of a roof. Yeah, I don't even need to be up here. It's just an awning. This is the awning of the game of Rayman 2. Okay, well that's fine. Let's go. So, long story short, game is cursed. Yeah, says Jeff the Molly Goose, you're right. And also, long story short, they keep hiring people, and it keeps hitting the news that, like, hey, you know, there are job listings for, like, for development roles, and they're bringing on new directors, and people kind of who have insider knowledge say, oh, the game is still happening, it's not been officially cancelled. So, officially, the game is still in development. It's not been cancelled. But then the cynical amongst us might be tempted to say there's a bit of a kind of a conspiracy theory, which is that the only reason Beyond Good and Evil 2 has lasted as long as it has, officially still in development, is because... Oh, I only missed a single cage there. I got all my lums. Well, that's fine. We probably won't struggle to find the cage, because you just have to listen as you go, which I clearly wasn't doing. So that's good news when we backtrack. But this conspiracy theory, I think I said this on a previous Rayman stream, actually, but the theory is that it suits Ubisoft, it suits the Guillermo family, who own Ubisoft, or most of it, to have Beyond Good and Evil 2 as an asset in development because it adds value to the company.
He already has 2 masks.
You idiotic fool! Take a vessel and only come back with his dead body.
Just my body. You could leave the hands and feet and head quite easily with Rayman. But yeah, some people say, and I think they've said it about one other game as well. I can't even think what game it is. It might have been... Oh, okay. It might have been something that is now out. That, you know, was another sort of development hell Ubisoft game, of which there've been a couple, really, haven't there? But yeah, being able to say to, firstly, your shareholders and also people who are interested in buying the company, that, oh, we've got this game in development and, you know, it's got this like cult following and people are excited about it, and look at the ridiculous, some would say naive and foolish scale of the game that we are making. we've definitely bitten off more than we can chew. But no, you're someone who wants to invest in this company and buy our shares. Look at this huge project that's going to definitely make loads and loads of money. You could buy Ubisoft, and then you could be the one to bring the world Beyond Good and Evil 2. So that's the theory. Whether it's true, I don't know. Maybe they do genuinely just keep that game alive because it actually is something that they want to do and they do think is a smart business move beyond just, oh, it helps our share prices. I mean, everything any business does is just to help its share prices, really. But, you know, I mean, in a non-artificial, fake, slightly sort of sleazy way. You know, it also helps your share prices to just actually make a good product that people care about, and that might be why they've kept it alive. So all we can do for now is wait and basically promise not to get too excited every time you watch an Ubisoft showcase, which is what I do, and then I get too excited and I then get disappointed. There was a sort of a sweet spot where I was like, right, it's been long enough now where I'm kind of feeling like the game's not going to happen, you know. I can kind of make peace with the fact that it's probably vaporware or it's going to be cancelled at some point. But coincidentally, around that time, it was in an exact kind of sweet spot where there weren't really any showcases happening at that time. There was no Ubisoft thing happening around then for a sort of several months. There was no Jeff Keighley game like magical mystery tour scheduled for the next few months, and so I had this period of time where I was like, okay, I'm sure that the game is it's not going to come out. It's not. We're never going to hear about it. And then by the time, like some months later. I'm not sure where I was supposed to be going there. Some months later, by the time the next Jeff Keighley event came around, enough time had passed at that point where I kind of thought, oh no, like, but they've not announced that it's cancelled and they do keep hiring people, and it's been so long now since we've heard about it that surely we're bound to hear about it now. You know, like, there's kind of a period of time where you kind of think, oh, I've not heard anything about such and such a game in so long that, oh, it's probably cancelled. And then, when everything is telling you that it's still... Where am I going here? Do I go in one of those... I mean, I saw the cage that I shot before. Do I just slip down that hole? But yeah, then for like, while you're still not being told that it's cancelled... You kind of think, oh, well, it must still be in development, otherwise they would have said. And because it's therefore still in development, we're due some information now, right? That's what it starts to feel like. It's like, they've not said it's cancelled. They would have done if it was by now. So that means that it's not, and that also means that this game that's still in development, we've not heard about for ages. So now we're going to hear about it. And then you get even more excited than you were. That, like, this is the one. This is when we're going to finally hear about this game. I felt that about more than one project over the years. Yeah, it's like, for example, I guess I just go... Do I just go... yeah, I'll go in there. Okay. We all know that Elder Scrolls 6 is likely to come out at some point, right? That's not been cancelled. We would be told if it was cancelled for whatever reason. I'm sure it would never be cancelled because it's, you know, it's a big franchise. It's a big money maker for Bethesda / Xbox now, Microsoft. And the fact that we've not heard about it for so long, you know, the longer you go on not hearing about these things, the more likely it feels like now we're going to hear about it. And that's kind of where I am with Beyond Good and Evil. You keep hiring people, so it's still in development in theory, and therefore we're due some news, surely. So I keep telling myself, the copium. I am a copium addict. before the end of the world. Yeah, possibly. Possibly before the end of the world. Honestly, it feels more likely at the moment, the way things are going, that the world could end before Beyond Good and Evil 2 comes out, even if that game actually is due to come out in the next few years. We could have an apocalypse before then. I think I'm on track with my lums so far. Got to listen out for cages. Don't miss the cages. Oh, see, I could have walked on top of that net, but then I would have missed Mr. Lum. Hello, I'm Mr. Lum. I was taught at school by Mr. Lum. Matthew. It's one of the Matthew robots. So hang on, now I've got to fight this guy whilst being shot at by a pirate. I see you, Lum, hiding down there. Okay, lever is pressed, which I assume means, yeah, this is open. One of the signs of the apocalypse. Oh no! Okay, I thought that might trigger some sort of end of level. I didn't even mean to shoot it. Am I going... Okay. Let's just check there's nothing down here. There isn't. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was such a good game, but people were hoping that Sands of Time remake was coming soon. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one that has been announced and we're just not hearing about. Splinter Cell. People always want to see a Splinter Cell when they I'm trying to say when an Ubisoft showcase comes around. Insomnia Aaron's message was held there because of the F word, which is that's fine. Oh no, and then it was, I think a mod put it through, thank goodness. My darker thought was simply they plainly didn't care that the reveal of the toxic work culture revealed the misogyny of the company, and that the IP's use in Captain Laserhawk was essentially Ubisoft telling us what they really thought. Seriously, flip that show. Yeah, I think I talked about Captain Laserhawk also in a previous Rayman stream, because obviously Rayman, right? I did enjoy that show for what it was, but not really for what it did to my precious boy and girl from Beyond Good and Evil. I was really excited by it, because first I didn't really watch the trailer properly. I didn't realise that Jade was Jade and Paige was Paige, or that was even their names. I just saw there's like a brief moment where their in-game outfits are visible in the trailer. I was like, oh, there's just an Easter egg to Beyond Good and Evil in there. Like, someone is cycling through some outfits at some point, and Jade and Paige are visible on the character selection screen. Oh, cool. That's a little nod. Then it turned out, no, it's Jade and Paige. It's like alternate, Laserhawk versions of them, much like everyone else is a kind of an alternate version. I was like, oh, okay. Kind of weird that you would force yourself to redesign all of your... Oh no, a lum! Okay, we've not got a... No! Do not touch the checkpoint. No! I specifically well, not wholly intentionally, but I didn't care one way or the other. I didn't even grab the others on the way down when I dropped into this hole, because I was like, well, I'm going to respawn anyway. Oh, man. Well, we'll grab all the rest. At least, again, when I come back to grab those lums, I won't miss them. They're just on the path through the level. But then, yeah, as the story progresses, what they choose to do with those characters, that's what disappointed me. I was really pleased and grateful to Ubisoft for choosing to include them as characters. I was like, oh wow, that's actually that's kind of an honor that, out of all their library of characters, they've said, oh, let's do Jade and Paige. It's like, oh yeah, great. And then they kind of did, well, pretty much almost everything from start to finish. Wasn't that great. And, the fate of those characters and where that happened in the story and the very weird thing they chose to do with Paige, and kind of, you know, it still felt like a positive step though. It was like, it was crumbs, you know. Any fan of any kind of IP who wants to see more of it loves to get their crumbs, right? I like it when, you know, they throw in a Beyond Good and Evil bobblehead into a Far Cry game or something like that. You know, they've done things like that in a few different games over the past year or so. They've thrown in Nox chimpanzee items in a couple of different games. That's always nice to see. And then, yeah, you know, the characters are in their, like, special Netflix show. Cool, that's great. Great news. And then, where on earth is this sequel? Where is news of this sequel? Where is just any kind of official update? Because officially, we haven't really had any official update for ages. We're just basing it on the fact that, you know, journalists are aware that, like, there are new things happening internally. Oh, it's this guy. It's this guy who... I'm meeting all these characters who previously I've considered to be actual bosses. And now they're not. They're just... This is just a guy who I'm fighting while I'm being shot at by the boss of this level, which is a ship. Okay, I'm doing a better job there of fighting him than I did last time. He says. As well as using a Star Wars blaster sound effect. That sound effect. When this guy spins around, when he teleports in, it sounds a bit like a lightsaber swooshing. Vroom. Is there any health down here? That's so tricky, that attack. He's nearly dead. I don't actually want to kill him just yet in case. I can hear someone calling for help in a cage. Oh, they're there. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it gave me some health. I think he dropped some health. Ubisoft, like Activision and EA, have so many franchises they haven't even that haven't had a game released in over a decade. Literally untapped potential for so many games. I know, it's so true. It's so true. I want Sony to announce Spider-Man 3 in the upcoming showcase, having played and loving 2 quite recently. Yeah, Spider-Man 3, it's inevitable, surely. The way that they left it open as well at the end. To me, it felt like a slap in the face. Tellingly, I gave up after episode 2. No, I can totally get that. Just going to quickly check over here that there was nothing else, because it doesn't tell me everything that... It doesn't give me a collectathon total. Although I am going to have to come back to this level anyway, because I missed those lums on the way down, didn't I? But I think, certainly in this arena, I've got everything I can get. Just making sure... Cool. Well, hopefully it will just say, great, but you missed 3 lums, or 4 lums, because I know where those are. Unfortunately, Sony said there will be no Spider-Man 2 DLC. I didn't know that. I didn't know they'd said that. That's a shame. Definite lightsaber noise. Yeah, I think so. Save it. Yeah. I went to school with Jaden Page. Yeah, missing 3 lums, and we got everything else. That's actually really annoying, because we know where those are, but as I say, at least we know where they are. But I will have to fight that boss again. So, yeah, it's probably one to do out of... off-stream, maybe. Oh, there's a yellow thing there. We're nearly at the end of this area, I think. The Sanctuary of Rock and Lava. Sounds tricky. Oh, he dived in. Does he always dive in, or does he only do that when it's a watery level? I can't imagine there's a lot of water at the Sanctuary of Rock and Lava, but... Oh, okay. Sure. I want to actually be careful not to step on that little galaxy thing, because it will warp you back to the start of the... take you back to the map room, which is unusual. I wonder if I could ever do that. If I, like, say, like, I'd missed a lum in this room. I wonder if I could just grab the lum and then exit out of the level entrance, if that's possible, and still be able to collect all the stuff. I probably can. But obviously some levels you're sort of too far gone. Like, for example, in the previous level, if I went back to get those lums that you drop down to get, I wouldn't be able to backtrack at that point anyway, so I would have to fight the boss. Oh, I don't like these. I don't like fighting these little snaky, spiky things. I've fought them before, and they're tricksy little buggies. Oh god! Are they respawning? I think they are, yeah. God. Just trying to get back here because I'm not sure. Was there something over to the other side of the room? No. I just remembered seeing that platform at the edge and thought... Oh my god! Guys, please! Oh no, that was bad. Oh, made it. I'm still really loving the textures in this game, and the sort of the slightly wonky, wobbly geometry. And that's not just PS1 wonk. It's intentionally, like, the way they've sculpted these levels is intentionally kind of jaunty. I think it's really nice. It just adds so much by doing so little. So many games of this era were just really blocky and squared off all the time. But this game feels so organic, and you know, there's a warmth to it even when you're in some really horrible places. I did hear a little... Oh, there! Oh no, I can't... Oh, I can jump off. Will the plant respawn back where it was? Yes, it will. Excellent. Okay, well now we know. Through the window, there's a cage. Good news. That's the lava. What, the warmth? Yeah. Feels warm here. Yeah, it's the Sanctuary of Rock and Lava. Okay, well I hit it once. Oh no. In fact, I might be able to just... No, probably not. Well, okay. It's a shame you have to hit those twice, but we'll do it now. Unfortunate that it took 3 trips on the purple flower, but hey, we'll get it. PS1 era Ubisoft artists were actual artists, yeah. Oh no, I missed it again. Can I actually get it through the window? No, I can't. I think my balls bounce off the glass, as it were. Admittedly, I did actually kind of forget to be aiming for the cage when I went past that third time. Tentacles are a bit much. I think I've mistimed this one. I think it's going to spawn while I'm passing it. Yeah. Knew it. Right. Okay, well, I got it. I do have to respawn again, but hey, I got it. Who cares? It's actually quite tricky to defeat that second tentacle and then also be facing the right way to hit the cage in time, but we've done it now. Had a pretty in-depth conversation with Ashton's MB the tail end of last week because I'm really wanting to set up emulation for PS1 and PS2 on my couch. I really want to sit down and just play games like this and on the PS2 as well. Just in my living room with my TV. And I have got a PS2 and I've got an HDMI converter for my PS2, but unfortunately there's just too much input delay on it. I've played games with it before and it's been okay, it's been fine, like doable, but like some games you'll get to a certain point where you're like, I can't now get past this area because of the input lag. And I don't have a TV that has like composite or component inputs or SCART or S-Video, any of the old formats. So yeah, Steam Deck, Coffee Goblin, you're right, that was the conclusion we came to, but flippin' heck, like, I mean, that is probably what I need to do, but it's expensive, you know, just for something I can do for free on my PC. Well, obviously you have to buy the PC. You can do it for free on Steam Deck as well. But I mean, something I can already do. Oh, do I have to... Is it not going to take me far enough to get that lump? Yes, it is. Oh, no, and then I fell. I panicked. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to reach that lump. And then it was going for it. But, you know, I'm going to have to sink, like, however many hundreds of pounds to get a Steam Deck just to be able to play PS1 and PS2 plugged into my telly, but, you know, maybe that's a small price to pay. Just steal a PC from work and use it as your emulator machine. I mean, I have thought about that as well, like getting a PC and just having that plugged into my TV. I mean, that's an option. And obviously you can get like those small, you can get little PCs now, can't you, that are like, you know, made for little dedicated jobs like that. And I could do that, but then it's like I'm not really comfortable with how to set stuff like that up. And I know there are a million tutorials for things like that online, but it's just quite daunting, you know. And you know, those things still aren't super cheap. Whereas a Steam Deck is just very, like, it's got a nice front end, it's got a lovely GUI. You can just, it's just plug and play, isn't it? Essentially. I mean, I know obviously you have to get all your ROMs and stuff, but okay, I'm assuming I'll be able to come back to that later. Oops, okay. I mean, this PC I'm going to be replacing at some point, so if I really wanted to, I could. But then you know, the problem is, then I've got a massive PC tower sitting in my living room. But yeah, I could theoretically just pop this PC in the living room, or you know, a decent like gaming laptop is probably going to be cheaper than... I don't know, actually. It's like, what... I need to find out what the exact requirements are to just run DuckStation and whatever the best PS2 emulator is these days. Because, you know, if something fairly simple can handle it, then I could just get a cheap-ish laptop. I have a Retroid Pocket 5 and it's perfect for PS2 games, and I can hook it up to my TV. That's interesting. Retroid Pocket 5, I've not heard of that. I have now, I am now getting targeted ads on Instagram and stuff for like these definitely, surely not legal, like handheld retro devices, which may well be what this Retroid Pocket 5 is. I don't know. What is this? No, maybe this looks... This isn't what I'm talking about. This looks kind of nice. Just doing a bit of like shopping, bit of browsing while I'm streaming. But yeah, I'm not familiar with the Retroid Pocket 5. But yeah, I get ads for like those pre-packed like handheld retro emulator things that have seemingly have all the ISOs,
Happy
all the ROMs on it,
420
which is not.
Blaze it, my dude's Lord 16 dab. It would be easier to bring you anniversary jokes today, so enjoy those nice headache jokes, since I also have one. What do birds take when they have a headache? Paracetamol. Ha ha ha. What do you call a migraine that moves around in your head? Migraine. Hi-e. Why did the console gamer get a headache at the art museum? Too many frames. Ho ho ho. Why do I always get a headache when I eat the wheat I grew? Because it's migraine. How?
It's migraine. Wonderful.
Yeah.
BBBBBBBBBBB Rayman BBBBBB Lums BBBBBBBB Anniversary BBBBBB TripleJump BBBBBB Retro Gamer BBBBBBB TripleJump Rad and Dawson Gamers Anniversary Blaze it.
Goodness me. Thanks for blazing it, everyone. It is 420, which is the sex number, after all. So thank you to Lord Brotovich for your 100 bits and your wonderful jokes. What do birds take when they have a headache? Paracetamol. Okay, yeah. And what was the frames one? Why did a console gamer get a headache at the art museum? Too many frames. I get it. And Stephen Scotus, thank you for the bits as well. That's wonderful. Blaze it, my dudes. I don't know why Snoop works so well on my PC and so badly at the office, but hey, I guess it's just a super powerful machine. It's not. It can't run Orcs Must Die at full settings and stream at the same time. So it's really nice and not nearly as expensive as a Steam Deck, says Strawhand PC. Yeah, while we were watching Snoop and listening to the alert, the robot lady, I was just Googling the Retroid Pocket and Retroid Pocket 5, and yeah, it does seem like you can also stream PS1, emulate PS1 on it, and this might be maybe something like this would work reasonably well, because all I need is like something that can run the games fine. I don't even care necessarily if it actually upscales it to HDMI. I want to be able to plug it into my TV with an HDMI cable, because that's pretty much I think that's kind of the only input my TV takes. Possibly not. There might be other stuff, but you know, I don't care about like upscaling stuff. I can sit and play a game in like 480p if I have to. Can I reach that ledge from here? I don't know. Doesn't exactly feel like I can, but I can hear something squeaking away. Oh, I can climb on this wall, can't I? I forgot. I sort of forget what some of these climbable walls. Because, you know, Umbrella Corp haven't been around and painted yellow all over it, so I struggle. Okay, let's shoot this cage. Can't you get RGB to HDMI converters? Yes, you can, but then you usually have to basically trade off between whether it's going to look serviceable, and as I say, I don't really care quite how sharp it looks, but I need it to like not look worse than the original console did, you know, because it can make things like really dark, really like get weird interlacing and all sorts of stuff. So it either looks like ass or it looks really good, like the one I've got right now. It actually looks really nice. It seems to, I think it might even be doing a bit of upscaling or something, but then you end up with input lag. It's just it's to do with the nature of how these TVs handle that kind of signal. It's not even, I don't think it's even avoidable entirely. I think every device you're going to use that does a conversion, is going to give you some kind of delay, but it can vary, you know. So there are devices out there that do it a lot better. MB did also actually mention, I can't remember what he called it, but it's just this like little box you can get that takes SCART and like RGB inputs, like component and stuff like that, and outputs to HDMI. It's just a converter, but I think it's made kind of pretty much with retro gaming in mind, or similar. C something. It had a C in it. It was like an acronym. I want to say CDC, or I can't remember. Off the top of my head, but that seems worth looking into. I think it's like a pricier device, but you probably get what you pay for, you know. An OSSC. That'll be it. Tetsuya, yeah. Anyone in the chat used an OSSC for retro gaming on an HD TV? Oh, there's a cage up there that I'm actually deflecting off. Oh, nice. That's cool. I like that. Okay, I got the teensy. We're going to do a little dance. Open source scan converter, £139 on Amazon, and it replicates perfectly. Really? I wonder how the... like what amount of input delay there is on it. Because honestly, I've got a PS2, and if I can just get my PS2 plugged into my TV, I'll be able to play my PS1 games on it. I don't think... I'm sure I've read that there is actually a limit to which games are backwards compatible on PS2, and it's not that every single game works on it. But I never, in all my years of playing way back in the day and through till now, I don't think I ever encountered a game that I own that doesn't work on PS2. So if I can get my PS2 just plugged into my TV, showing a reasonable picture with minimal input lag, like playable input delay, or none, preferably, but I'm sure I read somewhere that it's pretty much impossible to get that just due to the nature of converting the signal. That's all I need, you know. I'm not too fussed at this stage about adding a bunch more emulation to my couch capabilities. It would be nice to be able to just play a bunch of N64 games if I could, or original Xbox games, but you know, whatever. If I have to come upstairs and play those at my desk, I'd do it. But yeah, I just want to play all my old PlayStation classics. Oh, I missed a lot of lums there, but I got all of my friends. I think it was a very low percentage that don't work backwards, says Coffee Goblin. Yeah, I believe so. Tetsuya says 0 input lag. That's a direct link to the Kaiko OSSC. Well, thank you, Tetsuya. That's very useful. In fact, I'll just open that in a tab for later, for after the stream. Because maybe that's my answer. Definitely, I do consider the Steam Deck to be an option. I think, like, if I just had a load of cash to splurge on a Steam Deck, I'd just do that, because, you know, Retro Deck and Emu Deck look great, and that does allow you to just play GameCube stuff and N64, like anything you want. It's all there. Lots of options to customize it and all sorts of stuff like that. So I would like that, and it probably is value for money, even, you know, if that's all I'm going to use my Steam Deck for, which, you know, potentially wouldn't be all I use my Steam Deck for. I'm not much of a PC gamer or a Steam fanatic, but hey, if I can, like, take my Steam Deck with me on a plane or something, I'll do that. I've never really owned a handheld and kind of used it in any kind of serious way. I had a Game Boy Color when I was a kid, and my brother had a Game Boy Advance, my older brother, and I sometimes would play the Game Boy Advance, and since then, and we really only had, between us, we probably had about 6 games for both. And since then, I've not done any real handheld gaming other than, you know, maybe for content. And, you know, I've played on a Switch, but pretty much all my Switch experience has been sitting in docked mode, either at someone's house or at the office. So, you know, I've never considered getting a Steam Deck because I'm not a handheld gamer, like a portable gamer very much, and I'm also not really, you know, I don't have an extensive Steam library, so it's never really crossed my mind. But actually, if I just had it already, if I owned one because I got it for doing some retro gaming on the couch, then I probably would take it with me on a plane or a, you know, I don't think I'd take it on holiday to play on holiday. I don't see the appeal of doing that when I'm meant to be enjoying the place I'm at, you know. But yeah, on journeys and stuff, I can see the appeal there. So maybe a Steam Deck, but the OSSC sounds like something. To look into it. Glad I brought it up now. Oh no, a precious lum. Forgot about these racing segments. Hope there aren't any lums hiding on sort of branching paths anywhere that I'm missing. I'm just following her. One day a Steam Deck will be mine. I have to say the Steam Deck is a game changer. Yeah, it really would be. I can totally see the appeal, because I do just want to... I want to play Diddy Kong Racing again. I want to play... You know, I want to play Conker's Bad Fur Day for the first time. I've never played that. I want to play original Xbox games on the couch, which, you know, you can't even... It's a struggle to emulate those even on PC. It's not impossible, but, like, quite often we receive original Xbox games for Worst Games Ever, and it's tricky for us to emulate them. So having a Steam Deck, which I'm pretty certain, I think Retro Deck does have original Xbox available on it. I mean, I do own Master Chief Collection, so I could definitely play it legit, either with a Steam Deck, just with the Steam version of the game, or I could play it on PC. But, you know, there's a load of other stuff as well. Like, I've really wanted to go back and play. Here's a bit of a deep cut. Crimson Skies, not the sequel that was available on Xbox 360 ? Or was it original Xbox? I don't know. But I had a demo for the first Crimson Skies game on PC way back in the day. And for those who don't know, as you might be able to tell from the title, it was a plane video game, like an aerial combat game, but you were pirates, like treasure hunters. It was set in the... I'm just sort of guessing off the aesthetic. It was kind of Art Deco-ish, so I suppose it was maybe set in the well, first half of the 20th century, let's say. I don't know exactly when it was set. Maybe the 30s or the 20s or something. Maybe a bit later, but... and I played that demo to death. And then a sequel came out on Xbox something or other. El Macnarico loved Crimson Skies. Yeah, it had a great soundtrack as well. And I suspect with a Steam... I don't even know where it's available, Crimson Skies. I don't know if it might even just be on Steam. I don't know. Or on Good Old Games or something, but Steam Deck sounds like you can probably do almost anything with it. If you hack the mainframe enough, you can probably get anything running on it, especially anything old. So to be able to play something like that, you know, Crimson Skies would be good, and some classic original Xbox stuff and GameCube and Nintendo 64. I've never really played anything on the SNES either, and the kid who lived next door to me when I was growing up had a SNES, and I used to go around to his house and did play stuff at his house, but I never owned one, and I'd really like to play Donkey Kong Country.
And some bad news.
Oh no.
Start with the good news.
Okay, good news first.
I've gathered enough energy to give you another power.
Yeah, it was alternate history, wasn't it? I seem to remember that. And there were a lot of airships, like blimps, weren't there?
Yippee!
I've got a new power. What's the bad news?
Fly with your helicopter.
Oh,
The
what do you
bad
mean?
news is that now your mission gets harder. So here's some advice. Use your helicopter power to fly. Just
Presumably-
activate the helicopter and keep cross pressed down.
Really?
Press R2 to move around. It'll be much easier.
You're kidding.
To fly, activate the helicopter and keep cross pressed down. To move around, press R2.
Uh-oh. Okay, no, she was just repeating it. I thought she was stuck in a loop then. Well, so now I can just fly? What? Why is this allowed? What did she say? To move around, press R2? I can just do it by pressing X. How come I can just... They fly now? We fly now, yeah. So now if I just replay any old levels, can I just fly anywhere? This is actually a game-changing power. Remember when I thought that cage was like stuck behind, like on top of that pirate ship in the first stream? And I was like, oh yeah, maybe we learn a new power later and we can come back. And it turned out there wasn't actually a cage there, but press R2 to face one direction. Okay, yeah, it's just... I thought she was saying to move around, press R2. Well, I don't need to press R2 to move around. I just do it to strafe. It's a bit tricky because you have to kind of make sure you're maintaining your altitude. I'm not sure if this is the side route or if... Oh, okay, this might be tricky in places, but... Sorry, been lurking. Anyway, Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge is on Game Pass. Yeah, that's the Xbox game, but it seems to be updated for 360 in some way. Yeah, High Road to Revenge is the one that kind of popularized the series a bit more because it was the first one that was... Well, I think there were only two, but that one was available on console. And I played that as well, and I did enjoy that. I used to play that at Peter's gamer uncle's house. Because that had multiplayer, like, dogfights, I think. Or possibly even... Was it co-op, or was it just had deathmatch mode? But I'm sure we used to play multiplayer of that, and there were all these different planes you could get. There were different planes in the first one as well, and you'd store them all in your airship. In, like, your Zeppelin. It was a really cool aesthetic, you know. Anyway, maybe I can't play the original Crimson Skies on Steam Deck, but whatever. Hey, maybe we should Maybe I should get High Road to Revenge, and we should stream it. I don't know if aerial combat game would make for a good stream. Oh, I seem to be caught in some kind of wind, but I grabbed a lum, and I'm hoping that was the only one. Oh, wow, okay, that was death. Okay. Oh, it's tricky. It would be good to be able to manually drop, or to sort of lock your height. Oh no, I missed a lum there, I think. And I think I'm in a draft, so I can't backtrack. Oh well. Pressure's off for this level. We've already missed a lum, so whatever. Out of context, that doesn't sound great. I used to go around to my uncle's house for the dog fights. Yeah. Oh no. I don't think there's a button. There might be a button to go down. I need to experiment, but I'm sort of panicking a little bit in places. Go down! Rayman, go down! It was real mean of him to make it so that you have to hit cages twice. Definitely makes it harder. Am I still caught in a wind? Yes, I am. Wind. Oh. To be fair, the first Crimson Skies I don't think has aged. It looks better in your head, I think, than it really was, because oh no, I seem to remember. I can't backtrack. Well, I'm going to hit the thorns anyway. Damn it. I seem to remember watching a video of. It might have just been the demo level that I used to have, and yeah, graphically. It's aged, which is fine. That's what happens to these games, but oh no. Well, I think I did alright there, considering. I did wonder, like, how come I can just go anywhere now? This seems OP, but at least they are introducing drafts so that I can't quite go anywhere. I still have to. It's introduced an element of skill. Is there something up here? I hear a squeaking. You go all the way up to the top. Help! Ah, there it is. 3 out of 4. That's good. If I'm missing one lum at the end, I'll be a little bit disappointed, but at least we know that every level so far where we've missed something, the thing that we've missed is pretty much just on the route through the level, so we just need to go back and replay. And now that I can fly, I fly now. For example, I could have flown back up and got those lums that I missed. How do I, like that. Wait, let's grab this first. Nearly missed that. 23 out of 50? Okay, cool. Been lurking as I've been playing a game, but my favourite hidden gem from the OG Xbox is Freedom Fighters. One of IO's first projects, or EO, according to taste. You can get it on Steam. Freedom Fighters, I'm not familiar. That could be anything. That could be like a serious military game, Freedom Fighters, or it could be like a really kind of colourful, kind of sci-fi adventure, slightly experimental. You know, we're the Freedom Fighters, like, you know, it's like playing as the Gorgonites or something. but you're not toys. Oh no, Mr. Lum. Hello, Mr. Lum. Military adjacent. Basically, Russians invade America. Oh, okay. Yeah. That would have been my guess. If I had to lean one way or the other, I thought that probably sounds like a realistic or semi-realistic military game. But, you know, freedom fighters, it could have been... Oh! Could have been about... You know, playing as the Na'vi, fighting the humans in Avatar or something. Okay, we missed a few lums here. I mean, at least they're not hidden. Any of... Oh, no! Oh, well. That wasn't an intentional death, but it's a useful one. I should have known, really, if there'd be something under the bridge. I don't know why I chose to go high. I took the high road to revenge. So, is Rayman going to forget this power in future games? Because he flies now. Surely this is game-breaking for future... Well, I guess not. It's not game-breaking here, but... As far as I'm aware, Rayman can't just fly all the time. Canonically. We need to hurry up and get to the boss, actually, because I put him in the thumbnail of today's stream, and if we don't... I think this is him, actually. This is exactly the moment from the thumbnail. There he is. Spiky boy. Oh, he punched me in the face. When you get to the end of this level, does Obi-Wan greet you and say, "Don't try it, Raymond. I have the high ground." It's over, Raymond. I have the high ground. You underestimate my helicopter. Don't try it.
I can't fly anymore.
Oh no. Convenient.
You're the guard, is that right?
Yes, and you, are you Rayman?
Rayman. Why have they all started calling him Rayman now, whereas in the first chapter they were definitely calling him Rayman? I'm not a thief. Spiky.
Well, I say you are a thief. A thief and a liar to boot.
No, to boot.
To die.
But he's completely crazy.
Ah. Rayman, run. He's going to burn you. Oh my god. Oops. It's nice, I get to just hold down, and because the camera swivels as I come around these corners, it'll sort of turn the corners for me, pretty much. He's gaining on me. I won't spoil it, but I will say that, Oh! Oh, I see, I could have... Ah. So I have to race him all the way around so that I can get ahead. Man, I'm gonna have to... Oh no. I'm gonna have to time... Yeah, shoot at the stalactites. Yeah, thought so. Plural, so was there another one that I missed? Maybe. Yeah, I won't say anything spoilery at all, but not quite sure how I felt about the story in Star Wars Outlaws. Like, there was nothing wrong with it, particularly. There's one there, look. Oh, no. Depends how big their sort of impact zone is. Maybe I could... I don't know how much of a window I have here. Like, it was fine, but, I really enjoyed the game. Don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed playing through the story at the time. Oh no. Look at his pyramid head. But yeah, like the gameplay was really good. I liked a lot of the characters in it. I liked I mostly liked the reputation system you have with the different syndicates. I like how that sort of factors into the story at the end as well, like the reputation thing, without saying any more than that. I thought that was a really nice detail. I think my issue, I'm trying to work out if I can, how to say this without, I don't want to give any spoilers, and I won't do, but I'm just wondering if I can say something to those who know, who are in the know, like what my thoughts are. I might not be able to say it without it being obvious. Okay, I can say it like this. It's no secret that there are at least there might be that there's an appearance of at least one member of the Rebel Alliance in that game, because we know that Lando Calrissian is in the game. It was heavily publicized, and you know, it's set during the Galactic Civil War. It's probably no surprise that you occasionally encounter a rebel here and there. And what I will say is, there's a school of thought. Some people say, no, maybe I can't say this. How about I say, if anyone in the chat wants me to not say it's not a big story spoiler. It's not a huge thing, but it's about like your character's motivations. If anyone in the chat doesn't want me to discuss a sort of a part of the Star Wars Outlaws thing, then do say so in the chat. Otherwise, I'll sort of count down from 5, and then I'll say the thing so that anyone watching the VOD can mute it, or anyone watching live can mute it. I'll wait till the end of this cutscene. I didn't get far into Outlaws, so I'm wary about spoilers. Okay, what I'll do is, while I'm on full face cam, I'm briefly talking about Outlaws. I'll talk about it for like 30 seconds. As soon as I go off from face cam back to gameplay, then you know that it's safe to listen again. So maybe mute your stream or mute your VOD for the next literally 30 seconds. All I want to say is this. I was really hoping, I knew the Rebel Alliance would be in this game, and that you would likely encounter them, and you do, and certainly as the story begins, you're kind of like not really interested in the Rebel Alliance, and I thought that was very refreshing, and I was looking forward to there being a story with no Jedi in it, you know, no Force powers, and also preferably like not you being this big hero, like, you know how in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 storyline, you start off as an Imperial. I was like, oh, that's interesting, that's cool. And then by the end, you're a rebel soldier and you're fighting the good fight and you're meeting all these heroes. And it's like, okay, sure, right, fine. And I was really hoping that in Outlaws, you would just stay out of that fight and not like pick a side and not like become this scoundrel, like lovable rogue anti-hero kind of character where like, okay, you don't really care. I'm not really interested. I don't care, but like, fine. I guess I'll sort of help the Alliance a little bit. But that's basically what she becomes. And I just wanted a story. I wanted her to be out for herself and like not necessarily screwing the rebels over or anything like that. She could have still had like good motivations and been a good person. But I wanted to like not get involved in that. And I guess the part of the argument is like, oh, well, you can't not get involved in a galactic civil war. Everyone is involved. But I was just a bit disappointed that she just sort of becomes one of these, yet another person who starts out like, this is not my fight, and then predictably it becomes her fight. So that's all I wanted to say. Careful in the chat, by the way. If you've got thoughts on that, do not say anything that would spoil it for anyone. You can just sort of cryptically agree or disagree or whatever, but don't reveal that to the chat. Safe to unmute, everyone. Thanks for that. That's one of my main thoughts. But yeah, all spoiler free from now on. Sabak, I really enjoyed playing. Yeah, I really loved exploring Tatooine. And I've said before, I think I said on the podcast, that I know the joke is like, why are we always going back to Tatooine, especially since Disney acquired Star Wars? It's like a cool place. Flip you. It's cool.
Finding the third mask before them. You really are made of the stuff of heroes. You're the one who should be our king.
I was on a phone call, so it was a good timing. If you were offering Outlaws spoilers, I'll play that one day. I did, Boring Loner. I told people who wanted to mute the stream to mute the stream, and I'm now done talking about spoilers. But yeah, just playing cards is fun. Exploring the planets is fun. I mean, I was less interested in planets that are either kind of new to the universe or are from the sequels. But Tatooine being an old planet, I've always wanted to really just wander around it in an open world, and it was great. Difficult not to go to Tatooine when you're being someone who frequents wretched hives of scum and villainy as a profession. Well, exactly. It makes sense to go to Tatooine.
And they've sent it off to look for the last mask.
A robot dinosaur?
Last we heard, it was roaming around Gloomy Island.
Not Gloomy Island!
Where Uglet's babies are being
Uglets? Speeding around on a speeder is also great, says Mencius the Wise. It was. I did enjoy the speeder, but I think it would have been nice to soup it up even more. Like, when you get like the maximum speed and jumping and stuff like that, I think it would have been really cool to take it further and just get some like ridiculous speeds. Hey team, I'm the one who sent it in Laura's Christmas Land adventure for the Christmas Tat Appeal. Hope you had a chance to have a look. Hello, Jas, or it might be Jas Sapphire, or it might be Yar Sapphire with a European J. Thank you for sending. Yes, we've added it to our spreadsheet, and it may be a Christmas episode come the time. So you have a little while to wait to maybe see that one, but it being Christmas Land, got to hold on to those. There are so few worst and weirdest games that are Christmas adjacent that we can't afford to be playing them in the middle of the year. So maybe. Oh, Jazz. Okay, I see. Oh, it's spooky. It's gloomy here. You wanted to go faster. It was already so fast. I crashed so much as it is. I did crash, but like it was too fast when you're in a built-up area. But I guess I spent that much time in Tatooine. It would have been really nice to just absolutely blitz across the Dune Sea and stuff. I immediately forgot that I could fly. I was like, oh wait, no, I can't fly. Wait, so was that actually just for that level? She's like, you can fly now. Oh, okay. And then he punches you, and then he's like, I can't fly anymore. I thought they'd just maybe knocked out my ability to fly for that boss fight. But no, I actually can't fly anymore. Okay. Easy come, easy go, I guess. Hey team, I'm the one sent. Oh, I see. Ah, I remember. Yes, Laura's Christmas Land, the book. I do remember that. I assumed you were talking about a game called Laura's Christmas Land, just because we do get sent. We've definitely received games, especially Christmas games as well. They do tend to have titles that, you know, like we've had Santa Claus Saves the World. I think we have even played a game that had maybe not Christmas Land in it, but implied that there was some kind of world of Christmas. So that's why I just assumed you were talking about sending in a Christmassy game. Am I doing this right? Maybe I'm just not opening it far enough. No, I do now remember. Yes, you sent in the book. It had like the red. I think it was a red cover, wasn't it? Yeah, we looked at it at the time when we were sort of packing up our haul. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do it from over here, but I just felt like I wasn't. Okay, it is working now. Yeah, don't worry, I did send it to a gaming channel. Yeah. No, my natural assumption was that you were talking about a game submission, but I really like when we get non-game submissions for the Tat Appeal. I mean, obviously it started as a way for people to submit games, and that is very important, and I'm very grateful for every single game submission we've had. You know, without those, we wouldn't be able to play half of the things that we play legally. And even just it brings things to our attention that we didn't know about. You know, there's only so many results you get when you search the internet for weird video games. You know, it's always the same answers. So then when someone heads to their local CEX and finds something that doesn't necessarily appear on the same old listicles for weird video games, it's very handy to have those sent in. So they're always gratefully received, but I also really, really like getting non-gaming stuff, especially kind of things that have been made, or like arty stuff, or little friends. Well, I say that, but I also really like getting, you know, cool little bits of, you know, we call it tat, but it's the exact opposite of tat. It's like, you know, little gaming, like, memorabilia, like little collectibles, and I love it all. I love when people custom make stuff for us. I love it when they just buy stuff that's not custom, it's just available in shops, and they've bought a thing. You know, I've got like Star Wars books on the shelf behind me that have been sent to us. All kinds of things. And yeah, when people write books and stuff like that as well, that's always nice to see, because that's happened a few times now. We've got various copies of books that people have written and had published, whether they're self-published or published through a publishing house. And we've had ones where we get a little shout out, which is very cool. Maybe we feature as cameo characters, or maybe we've had one where I think someone included a kind of a suggestion that me, Ben, and Ashton we were like just background characters, which was cool. And then we've also had, I mean, our writer Philip, of course, wrote several books on gaming, and in one of his, he thanked me and Ben for, I don't even know what, for you know, just I don't know if it was even necessarily thanking us for the job. It was just kind of for being friends and colleagues in the gaming sphere, really. So that was nice. Got my copies still on my desk at work. Can probably throw this barrel at this guy, but I think I'll just. There we go. So I'm up here now. Is this beneficial in some way? Yeah, just being a couple of cool guys. Peter wants more fugglers. Yeah, that's right. I never got to the bottom of that, by the way. That wasn't that wasn't an intentional conspiracy, was it? Like on the Discord or something for like, oh, let's all send fugglers to Ben and Peter. I assume not, but I guess it was just a coincidence that we received multiple fugglers. I'm listening for that chain squeaking. Where was it? Around here. I think there's a finite fuse on these barrels. Yeah. Okay, so there's a cage down here. Oh! Yeah, I was sort of not really going the right way there. Only Mario going through the tunnel, yeah. Hope we get more Connect games on Worst Games. There's some real stinkers on Connect. We've done a Worst Game, we've done a Weirdest Game. Oh, there is a little web there, actually. I was wondering how I'm supposed to get that, but there's just a little web that I can dangle on, so I'll just head straight there, I think. Yeah, we've done the Worst Games boarding game, whatever that was called. Something 7, the Magnificent 7. And then we've recorded a Weirdest Games, which hasn't gone out yet, because, yeah, the most recent one was... Oh! Yikes. Was the other one, wasn't it? Whatever it was called. Incredible Crisis. And then... Can I get it down here? Yes. Excellent. So, yeah, we've got another Weirdest Games coming up on the Kinect. And then I believe Ben has picked another Kinect Worst Games for me to play that we've not yet recorded. So I think the next episode of Worst Games to go out is non-Kinect, just to kind of mix things up a little bit. Because we knew we were doing a bit of Kinect all in a row. Because also the next Rules Boss is Kinect as well. Can you tell, potentially, that we have recently acquired a Kinect in the office? Temporarily, in fact, it is. And that we are now making hay while the sun shines and doing lots of Kinect content. Can you possibly tell that? The fact that we've done a Worst Games, a Weirdest Games, a Rules Boss, and now we're doing another Worst Games. Is that at all obvious? So yeah, I think Ben has picked another Worst Games for me to play. The only thing is, I've got a bit of an injury at the moment. And I'm hoping, because we're meant to be recording it this week. I think Wednesday we're supposed to be recording. And I have really badly done something to my, well, really to just one foot, but because I've done it to one foot and I'm now like sort of compensating, now both of my legs are bad as well. So I've like really screwed up my arch on my left foot, and it's giving me like a really sore big toe. Like the muscle in my big toe is bad, so it hurts to go up and down stairs, and well, it hurts to do almost anything. And then I'm like walking funny because I don't want to step on my big toe, so that's made the same leg also hurt. And then because like the whole leg hurts, I'm now kind of compensating by walking more on the other leg, and that's starting to like put strain on that leg. So I'm just hoping I'm fit to do. Maybe it was Kinect that did it in the first place. Have you seen a doctor? Says Lord Brotovich. I haven't yet. I think it's getting better. It's been like this for about 2 weeks now, like just shy of 2 weeks, and really, it's supposed to be. I need to like be seeing noticeable improvement by the sort of the 2 week mark. Otherwise, it might need. I'm gonna have to go see a podiatrist or something. I don't know. 2 weeks, yeah. I've had like shin splints with it, kind of. I've not even got it from doing anything athletic, which is the most depressing thing. I've just worn really bad shoes. I didn't realise how bad they were. It was when I went to Germany. It's Germany's fault. When I went to Germany on like a kind of a... It was like a sort of a city break. It was, you know, 2 or 3 days I had there. So we did a lot of walking around in cities, German cities. Went to Oberhausen, went to Dusseldorf. Or towns. Oberhausen's a town, I think. I was in some new shoes. I was in some new Converse that my wife got me. I like them. They're like leather ones. I've worn kind of canvasy ones the past couple of pairs of shoes I've had, but she got me some nice waterproof leather ones to wear in the winter. And Christ, I don't know if it's just the leather ones or if it's all Converse, and I've just been lucky up to this point, but zero arch support. I've been wearing them for a couple of weeks just at home, like, you know, kind of like walking around Newcastle and whatever, and I've been absolutely fine. And then while I was in Germany, my God, I didn't even notice at the time. I had like sore feet at the end of every day, but I would do that. That is normal for when I go and, you know, do a lot of hiking around cities on holiday. Like I always get to the end of the day and think, oh wow, got my steps in today. But no, I apparently was doing myself some real trouble, and it didn't feel at all out of the ordinary at the time. But it was when I got back from the trip. Suddenly I was like, crap, my foot really is not good. Oh, it's not another... Why? I wouldn't mind if... You don't have time to do a charged attack on him, so you have to hit him with a standard attack. There is not time. This is kind of lame. I was really hoping once. I thought the first time I fought one of these guys, he was a boss. Like, turns out he's a sort of a mini boss that you fight multiple times in this game, and it takes flipping ages to get his health down. And he usually knocks most of your health off, which is... I mean, I'm getting better at fighting these guys, but... Anyway, yeah, wandered around in bad shoes with zero arch support. Really did my toe in, and either gave myself shin splints at the time, or have given myself shin splints since then. I'm wearing my running shoes all the time, which have some nice, really nice insoles inside. I feel so supported when I wear those shoes now. I don't want to stop wearing them, but yeah, I'm just wandering around in running shoes now, because they're the best, at the moment, the best pair of shoes I have in terms of support and having a good sole. Have you got a good sole? Sympathy for the arch pain. I've got fallen arches in both feet, and it cripples me if I have to be on my feet for long periods of time. I see positives, though, good excuse to put my feet up in game. I had fallen arches as a kid. I used to wear what do you call them? Not just insoles. I mean, it's the same thing, but there's a word for orthotics. What am I trying to say? Orthotics, says Tetsuya. Yes, I used to have custom-made ones as a kid. Used to wear them in my shoes. Oh no, is this the exit? There was a way up. Oh, I should have smashed that door open. Oh, that's fine. I used to have to go and see a man whose name was Mr. Condon. It's not a good name, is it? It's unfortunate. I used to have to go and see Mr. Condon. Condon. And Mr. Condon would take me in a room in the hospital. And I would have casts made of my feet, like on a kind of a... maybe like an annual basis, I guess it was. He would wrap like plaster of Paris sort of bandagey things around my feet and wet them to make a cast of my feet. And I used to find it really therapeutic. I thought it was quite nice. It was cold water, but it was like, I thought it felt pretty good. And then I'd have, yeah, orthotics made. It's pronounced Condon. I'm sure it is. Oh no, he's a robot. Anyway, by the time I reached age, I don't know, 15 or something, I was told I didn't need to wear them anymore. I think I'd had it had like done some corrective work, and I was all good. Do I have to shoot his back? He's got a block on his back. No? Okay, that's fine, I'll work it out. I've got buttons on the wall. But yeah, I was told... Oh, I zapped him, I think. Oh my god, what's he doing? I was told my feet were all better, and I've not really had issues with them since. As far as I've been aware, but... I think it was a bit of a perfect storm. I went to Germany, did a lot of walking around, in bad shoes. Come this way, quick, before the laser turns off. Hurry up. There we go. It's spelled Condon, but pronounced prophylactic, yeah. Oh no, he jumped over it. Shoot him after he falls. I thought... Oh, I assumed I was just... Oh, you're right. Oh. Oh, I thought I was just hurting him by zapping him with the laser, but I didn't see the health bar. There was no health bar. Good job, Cooley Willie's paying attention. If you kept wearing them, your feet would have too much arch. I think that's actually a thing. I think you can have high arches. Oh no, get off me! I walk around all day in my teaching job wearing hiking shoes. It's not that weird. No, I don't think it's weird necessarily. It's a way easier boss fight than the guy who vanishes. Oh, see, I can even get like a twofer in there by kiting him one way and then the other. Just gotta watch my health, but doing alright here. There he comes again. What's his first name? Johnny. Old man sketches have also saved my feet, legs and knees at many a gig show where you have to stand there for 3 to 4 hours at a stretch. Yeah, you're right. I have custom made one still, says Trialing Badger. Oh man. I found that Skechers or other well-crafted skate shoes are good for city walking. That's good to know. Time for the old man Skechers, Peter, says Tetchaway. I'm getting some recommendations for Skechers here. That's good to know. Time to pick up some orthopedic old man shoes and embrace middle age. Yeah. I just stop wearing Converse and get shoes with arch support. Oh man. I think it's just that time. You need arch support and foam sole for walking. Converse is not a walking shoe. For what it's worth, I didn't think that Converse was a walking shoe. For one thing, I didn't realize I was going to be doing that much walking. And secondly, I've never had issues with Converse up to this point. I just happen to have a new pair of Converse, and I guess these ones have even worse support than the ones I've had in the past. I would never do heavy walking in Converse. See, Everyone's telling me, what were you doing, Peter? What were you thinking? We joke, but Skechers do actually have some nice looking shoes. Yeah. Converse aren't good for anything but sitting in them. Yeah. I think you're right. I think I'm only going to wear them now for, like, going to a party or something, you know. A party. That sounded really lame, the way I said that. I mean, going to someone's house. Like, walking from my door to the car, driving to their house, walking into their house, and possibly even taking my shoes off on arrival. That's all I'll be wearing them for. Tetchy way of sending a link to Skechers for me that I can look at after I've looked at the Kaiko OSSC. Thanks, everyone, for sorting... You guys have really sorted my life out for me today. I really appreciate it. I'll get some Skechers. Thanks, everyone. I think for the rest of the month I'm going to have to wear my running shoes because I've spent too much money on other things already this month. Because it's a big, significant birthday coming up in my family this year. And going all out on celebrations. So, well, there we go. We'll save it there. It's 7:20. You had a bonus little bit of stream there. But it's the least I could do for all the medical advice you've sent. I had to buy a second pair as the first pair, while Fine had steel toes and kept setting off the metal detectors when I tried to go to shows. Oh no. Lovely. Well, that's 20 out of 20, but only 2 out of 4 cages. We can't do it all. I feel like every level we've done today, we've either got all the lums or all the cages, but not both. I think we've done that in every one. Maybe not. Lovely. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to... Well, first I'm going to have some dinner, and then I might start looking at getting an open source scan converter for my television, and maybe some sketches. Lovely. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's stream. I certainly did. I found it less frustrating than last week's. I was slightly less looking forward to playing Rayman today, as I have for the past 2 streams. But no, this one I thought was good. We're going through. We're not worrying too much about lums and collectibles. If we really want to, we can mop them up at the end. But for now, we're doing great, and we're, I think, near the end of the game. We've got 743 lums. And am I right in thinking there's like a total of 800 and something in the game? I know you guys can't see this, and we've got music clashing now, but just want to check. I mean, it doesn't say, but yeah, I think we're nearly there. Lovely. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And hey, don't forget to join us for the joint stream on Thursday. But today was the anniversary of TripleJump's first video. 6 years. Thank you to everyone, in all seriousness, who has stuck with us through all of that, or even through just some of that, if you've come much later than our first launch, our first video. So I think it said 800 as you were saving. Yeah, I thought it was 800 as well. So we're nearly there. We've only got like 50 lums left. I think we've only got 2 levels to do by the looks of the map. So maybe next week we'll be doing the last 2 levels and then just mopping up a few lums and cages, and then 106%, baby. We'll see. Cool. So, what are you playing on the joint stream, Blaze It? I don't know if we've decided yet, because yeah, we need a new game. And last week, obviously, they played that photography, that journalist game. So we need to pick a new one, because Gollum is finished, of course. I think we've talked about a couple of options. I won't spoil it, or I won't promise anything that I can't deliver on. But we've got a couple of ideas that we might play on Thursday. So yeah, join us on Thursday. We haven't yet decided what we're playing, but we'll play something. The terrible King Kong game. Yeah, play that to completion now. That must be really hard to complete because there were like weird open areas where it sort of almost felt like it turned into a bit of a Metroidvania where it's like, oh yeah, like here's a whole like world and you can't get through this area yet because you have to like cross to the other side of the map and do a different thing, but we're not going to tell you exactly how or where or when or in what order to do these things. And also it's possible to jump into a hole and get stuck in it. So yeah, good game. If it was just like a linear experience but still really crap, I'd love to play that King Kong game to completion, but because it's like just a big open world eventually, I think it started kind of linear, but it opened up, I seem to remember, and then it was like, oh god, what are we doing now? Where do we go? Maybe there's a guide we can follow written in broken English. That would be good. Play something you don't hate, suggests Boring Loner. Well, that's a good idea, yeah. I will say, we do want to play Pico Park 2, but it's just whether we save it for a rules boss rather than stream it. So potentially we'll be playing Pico Park 2 on Thursday, but do not quote me on that because we might be saving it and doing a rules boss challenge with it instead. But I mean, when I say saving it and doing a rules boss challenge, that's obviously up to rules boss himself. We don't set these challenges; they just get posted to us from ECOG. Okay, let's end it there. Thank you everyone for being with me. Happy anniversary to TripleJump. Thank you to everyone who supported us, and we will catch you on Thursday for the joint stream. And in the meantime, there will be solo streams right here on Twitch. Lovely. Right, I'm going to go and rest my feet. Happy Monday. Goodbye.